Welcome to Judgment Call Reddit's Moral Maze, your go-to destination within the Reddit Roundup for unraveling the most compelling Am I the A-hole stories. Join us as we navigate the twists and turns of Reddit's moral dilemmas and weigh in with your verdict.
Will I be the asshole for exposing the truth about my stepmom to my dad's family? I am 25 and live independently, and several states away from both parents, also my dad and his new wife, and have done so since I was 21. 2 Thanksgivings ago, I went to visit my dad, stepmom and sisters for the holiday, and my golden child cousin, who my stepmom thinks 110% hung the moon in the sky. They were invited by them to stay with us. She attends nursing school 40 min away. The whole time I was there, Dad was at work and stepmom kept kissing my cousin's ass about how she's going to make so much money. Once she finishes school, she then turns to me and says, "Too bad, you will never amount to what she makes." To which I responded, "Once I finish my PhD in math, I can easily make 6 figures, as do most faculty in my department." She began to contradict me a bunch, and nobody bothered to stick up for me. That hurt like hell. The rest of my visit I had to isolate myself because of feeling like such an island. Searing dad and stepmom came 2 years later to watch me walk for my master's. The night before, stepmom and I got into a heated discussion over text. What happened? She suggested my mom and dad won't get along. I told her they would, and that all I ask is that she maintain civility. Then I broke it to her that during our last Thanksgiving together, she and everyone hurt me badly by their treatment, and that I am still very upset. She told me to get over it and that I was gaslighting her, then begged me to call her and work it out because my dad was now upset and crying in the bedroom. I told her no, good night, I'm going to bed, and ended it. She then went on about how me telling her how she and everyone made me feel upset her, but I did not answer. The next day, we met for drinks and she apologized but suggested that I next time be more communicative, to which I responded that communication is not the issue, but rather the lack of respect she has for me. I told her I could not accept her apology because it was 2 years too late and did not involve full accountability from her. Now, I am not sure if I will be the asshole here, but I am going to visit my dad's sister next week, and I'm thinking about showing her and my uncle the text between us, especially the part where she told me to get over it when I was honest with her about hurting my feelings. They think she is so wonderful, but I now think it's time they know the truth. Will I be the asshole for sharing these texts as proof that stepmom is not the sweet little angel everyone thinks she is?
Am I the asshole for not helping to defend my group project partner against our professor who wants to fail her for not contributing? I'm a 20-year-old male and I am in a computer science course for college on operating systems. I was assigned this random group project partner and we were working on a project for most of the semester. We had decided to organize the project in a way that she would do core parts and I would do plugin modules that depend on her core. However, since she did her parts in a convoluted way, it was hard for me to understand it, and when I couldn't get it to work, she had to do them as well. We got into an argument, and she claimed it wasn't convoluted. I then paid a tutor who advised me and said he could help, but that the project would be easier to do in Rust compared to C++. She agreed to redo the project in Rust if I converted everything we had so far myself, and she'd help out with the last part. We got permission from the professor to do it in Rust instead. The tutor then helped me convert her code to Rust, and which counted as my part. However, when it finally came to doing the last part, she said she had no time to work with me on it, as she didn't know Rust well enough and had some ballot competition the weekend of the deadline. She offered to finish it in the C++ version, but I told her it is okay. I then got it done with the help of the tutor and submitted the project. Since the Rust code was all written by me in the statement of contribution, I had to state that I did all the code and she contributed to the design process and report. However, the professor took that as her not contributing as only the code is actually graded and decided to give her a 0 on the project, which would lead to her failing the class, as it is 70 of the grade. She now wants me to come talk to the professor with her and is upset at me for refusing. The way I see it, it is not really my problem, and I don't want to face any trouble. And she did already tell the professor that she had done the older C++ code we didn't submit. Am I the asshole here? She's pretty upset at me and seems to blame me when it is the professor's decision.
Am I the asshole for telling my sperm donor's parents that I have no interest in doing a good thing for them or their family? My sperm donor, or biofather if you must, walked out on my mom when she told him she was pregnant with me. Apparently a kid was not on his wish list of things for his life, and he didn't want to be trapped at 26 with a baby. His family didn't care to stick around either. My mom did reach out a few times when I was young and was rebuffed each time. I grew up where we were not family, and I did not know these people at all. Now I'm 21, and recently I was contacted by sperm donor's parents who wanted to let me know sperm donor had died. He was married, had two very, very tiny kids who are now orphaned. Apparently his wife died a few months before he did. His parents were now raising the children and had wanted me to attend the funeral and meet the kids. I told them neither offer interested me and to not reach out to me again. They didn't listen, and they told me they had a lot of contact information from me, thanks to their private investigator, so I was going to listen. They told me I had a chance to do a good thing for them because we are family, but also for two young kids who in a few years' time will need someone else to raise them because their health isn't the best. They claimed I was their grandchildren's older sister, and that was the best chance they had to have a loving family. I asked them why they believed I would want to know any of them when he was never a father to me, and they had refused to know me despite apparently wanting to know all their other grandkids, because they mentioned their other grandchildren in one of the messages they sent. They started to say some B's about how I should love the kids for being half me. I blocked them on the spot and thought it would stop. But they emailed. I ignored the email. But then they called me, and it was a call that came while I was waiting for a call, so I answered because I didn't have the number of the person who was meant to call, and they started in on the whole family thing again and how I should be thankful to have siblings now, and again brought up how it would be a good thing for them and their family, which is when I responded that I have no interest, zero, in doing a good thing for them or their family. I then ended the call and blocked the number. I got a letter saying I was turning into them, and it bothered me. I don't want to be like them. But I can't say the kids of the man who abandoned me interest me either. But then I think about what I said to his parents, and I know that might be like what they told my mom about us. So am I the asshole